Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of Victory IS. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic called plastic pollution. You know that solid waste management is part of your syllabus of environment. Under that part of the syllabus, this topic has been picked up. As you already know that we have been running the current affairs series related to environment, and we have been covering the current affairs developments of past 2-3 years. So today I am going to talk about such 4 important current affairs developments which could be useful for the prelims examination 2026. So let's begin with the first topic. So first news is related to a scheme of Himachal Pradesh, the state of Himachal Pradesh. So Himachal Pradesh has started a single-use plastic buyback scheme. So this scheme has been started in the backdrop of a development that happened in 2021. Actually in 2021, Union government formulated plastic waste management rules 2021, and from 2022 onwards, July 2022 onwards, the use of single use plastics has been banned. In fact, not only its use, its import, its manufacture, its stockpiling, its distribution, its sales has been banned in India. But you should know that plastic ban falls under concurrent list. And concurrent list, you should know, over the concurrent list subjects the jurisdiction of central government as well as state government. Both these central as well as state governments have the jurisdiction over the subjects mentioned under concurrent list of Schedule 7 of Indian Constitution. So this plastic ban is also a subject of concurrent list. So the union government and the state government both have the authority over this. So union government has already banned the use, stockpiling, manufacture, sale, distribution of the single-use plastic, and in line with that centre's decision, now Himachal Pradesh government has launched the single-use plastic buyback scheme. So basically it is an incentive scheme. A reward would be given to the people of Himachal Pradesh for collecting single-use plastics and depositing it with the concerned authorities. So let's see कि scheme ये क्या है हिमाचल प्रदेश में. So under this scheme, Himachal Pradesh government would purchase the single-use plastic items from the students of schools and colleges. So basically this scheme is for the schools and college going students who are supposed to deposit the single-use plastic items in the schools, and for that they would be given certain monetary benefits. What would be the benefit of any such scheme? The benefit of such schemes is that you instill a sense of environment conservation, environment preservation in the school going students, in the college going students at a very early age. So they become environmentally aware. So this is a very good scheme. In fact, if you look at your own habits, your own behaviors, knowingly or unknowingly, हम लोग भी प्लास्टिक को फेंकते रहते हैं और उसको लिटरिंग करते रहते हैं. तो it is a good initiative. Such initiative should be appreciated. In fact, if you know, in Kedarnath also, there is a scheme called Digital Deposit Refund Scheme. तो आप प्लास्टिक बॉटल खरीदिए, आप कोई सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक खरीदी, मल्टी लेयर्ड प्लास्टिक खरीदी, once you give them back those plastics, the money that has been deposited earlier would be refunded to you. So such schemes are there on paper at least. Whether they are being implemented or not, that is a different concern. So this is a scheme of Himachal Pradesh government. Under this, the students will be encouraged to bring single use plastics from home and deposit it with the schools. For this, government will pay them 75 rupees per kg to the students. A scheme was launched with the aim of inculcating right habit among the youngsters towards environment protection. So basically all these things we have already talked. So these are the important facts that you should remember for the prelims examination. Moving further. So there is another current affairs development related to perfect decomposition. So what exactly this news was about? So basically a Goa based startup offers a homegrown biodegradable polymer. So this polymer will act as a substitute, as an alternative to plastic based packaging of the items. So now instead of using the plastics, they shall be using this biodegradable polymer. So again the idea is that the minimizing the use of single use plastics. Single use plastics is basically, as the name suggests, that it is a plastic which is used once and thereafter it is discarded. And to your utter surprise, if I give you certain facts about this, in India on an annual basis, per capita generation of single use plastic is nearly 4 kg. It means that India mein every person uses around 4 kg of plastic, single use plastics on an average in the annual basis. So these are the very good initiatives wherein biodegradable polymer it is. So since it is biodegradable, so it can be easily decomposed. Decomposed means the organic matter that would be constituent of this polymer, that could be easily converted into the inorganic matter, and thereby it will also enhance the fertility of the soil once this polymer is decomposed into the soil. So these are the good initiatives, that is why it was in the news. Just remember the company name. The company which, the startup which has done this is Laf Abrica Craft Private Limited, which is a company based in Goa that designs eco-friendly products for common plastic packaging items such as fully biodegradable shampoo sachets, chutney packets using natural biopolymers. So idea is same, that they should be used as a substitute or an alternative to the single use plastics. Material used, obviously all the materials has to be organic substances, thereby it can be decomposed. It has to be perfectly decomposed. So other alternatives that could be used is bamboo, banana fiber, coconut husk, or paper or cardboard. So these are the different alternatives that could be used in place of the single use plastics. So this was another development. Moving further. So this is how basically they are using this polymer for packaging the items instead of using the plastics. There is another development with respect to single use plastic only. So this is some kind of a startup loan which is given by the union government for generating compostable or biodegradable plastic. So compostable means that it has to be biodegradable, so that कि जब भी उसको कंपोस्ट में डाला जाए तो इट कुड बी डीकम्पोज्ड एंड द फर्टिलिटी ऑफ द सॉइल कुड बी इम्प्रूव्ड. मोर ओवर it becomes basically the manure, the organic manure. So for that, startup loan of 1.15 crore was approved by the Union Minister Jitendra Singh. If you know, Dr. Jitendra Singh is a physician turned politician. He is a minister of earth science and technology. So basically, an approval of this much amount has been given for commercializing this compostable plastic. So this much amount has been approved by the Union government. This move seeks to eliminate the uses of single-use plastics and to commercialize such plastics instead of non-compostable, non-biodegradable plastics. Such plastic should be commercialized, and for that government has also approved a startup loan of 1.15 crores. Moving further, so basically this startup loan for compostable plastic has brought an alternative solution to single-use plastic in form of prototype of a compostable plastic material, and this material breaks into compost into soil and does not affect the environment. That is what the idea is. The project got seed funding. Obviously this seed funding came from that loan that has been approved, and under Nidhi Prayas, this is another scheme for promoting such innovative developments. Then UNIDO and Niti Aayog to develop prototype compost plastic. Manufacturing and commercialization of the developed such plastic is in line with ongoing coastal cleanup campaign in India. We will talk about this campaign, don't worry. This composite is a unique mix of thermoplastic starch. So basically again this the organic substances are to be used for making this compostable and biodegradable plastic or polymer, call it. So let's talk about this scheme, this coastal cleanup campaign, which was launched in July 2022 by Ministry of Earth Science. Do remember the ministry. What is the objective? As the name suggests, it is a campaign basically. So it will not run for longer time, but that campaign seeks to raise awareness on Swachh Sagar, Surakshit Sagar. So basically coastal cleanup. So they are trying to keep the ocean bodies clean by this campaign. This campaign is of 2022 under the Ministry of Earth Science. This fact you should know. Then ban on single-use plastic. I have already given you this fact that in India, manufacturing, importing, stockpiling, sale, distribution and use of listed single-use plastic items. So basically those listed items are the single-use plastics of thickness less than 50 microns and certain plastics of less than 120 microns. So this listing has been done. Their sale, distribution, stockpiling and uses have been banned in India since 2022, effective from this, and this has been done under rules called Plastic Waste Management Rules 2021. So basically such developments are very good initiatives by the government in order to protect the environment, in order to act as a responsible nation when the environmental degradation is a global problem. Okay, so this idea of greenwashing is something that it is a process basically wherein Uh, Companies claim to be green, they claim to be eco-friendly, but in reality they are not. They are trying to bluff, they are trying to create that impression of green, but when you dig deeper, you'll realize that they are basically following the greenwashing exercise. They are trying to bluff the customers or bluff the government. So something happened with respect to this greenwashing, and that is and something very important. So you should know a company called Coca-Cola. This Coca-Cola company is one of the biggest plastic polluters in the world, and this company sponsored 2022 COP27 of UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, which was held in Egypt. If you know Egypt, at a place called, this place is very important, Sharm el Sheikh. So this place is very important. This remains in news. This is a resort city of Sinai Peninsula. Sinai Peninsula is in Egypt. Basically, Sinai Peninsula, if you look at the map, it is a land bridge between Asia and Africa. So this part of the Sinai Peninsula is basically Asian part of the Egypt territory. Anyway, have a look over the map and then you'll realize, and do remember this Sharm el Sheikh. This is a very important place which could be asked in the prelims examination. You know that the places which are in news, they have been asked in the prelims examination. Moreover, very recently, in this month only, a peace talk has been concluded at this place. Obviously, Mr. Trump was also there, and other important leaders of the world were there, like the leaders of Turkey were there, Jordan were there, and Israel and Palestine issue के respect में peace talk हुआ यहाँ पे. तो after that peace talk, the Israeli government and the Hamas have agreed to release the prisoners or the captives, the hostages that were there in captivity and in the jails. So do remember this place. Anyway, so Coca-Cola company was the sponsor of this summit, this conference of parties, and in reality it is a biggest plastic polluter. So activists are calling this exercise at greenwashing exercise. So do remember the concept of greenwashing. This is very important concept. So instead of reducing emissions, Switzerland is going to other countries. You know, they are themselves, they are not reducing the carbon emissions. Rather, they are going to African countries like Ghana, wherein they are taking initiative so that their green cover increases, and that credit, that carbon credit, they can buy from there and they can offset their own carbon emissions. So again, an exercise typically related to greenwashing. So greenwashing as a concept is very important. Although this could be also another question that could be framed with respect to greenwashing is that which of the following activities are the examples of greenwashing. So these are some examples. You can use other examples such as there's a companies are there, plastic bottle making companies are there. They claim to create eco bottles, eco-friendly bottles. But in reality, if you look at their production, in reality they use new plastics. New plastics, around 80 to 90% of the new plastics in their production. So that is again a job of greenwashing. So just remember this concept. And how the companies are able to bluff the regulators at the global as well as at the national level by writing some confusing words like eco-friendly. Eco-friendly is not defined yet. So eco-friendly up to what extent? Are you using 10% of the recycled plastics, or is it the 90%, or is it the 100%? So they claim to be eco-friendly. Green products. Green products itself has not been defined under the policies. So again, they can bluff the customers. so that they can create that impression of being a green company. So again, certain pictures are being used which are painted green in color. So it is like something that you paint your wall with the green color, and under that paint the dust and the the dirt is hidden. So it is kind of same activity, greenwashing. Then irrelevant claims, like emphasizing on one tiny green attribute. So all these things have not been clearly defined under regulations, and that is why these companies have been in position to bluff the governments, to bluff the regulators, as well as especially the customers. So this is all about this plastic pollution in the past year, I would say 2022. Will come up with some new current affairs developments as well in the sessions to come. But keep on watching, keep on making short notes, and if you are liking our initiative, share with your friends so that they could also benefit from this initiative. Thank you so very much.